When you grow old, 12 bad habits that make your neighbors hate you. As we grow older, maintaining good relationships with our neighbors can make a significant difference in our daily lives. For many seniors, a sense of community and mutual respect is vital, especially as social circles might shrink with time. But sometimes we can unintentionally engage in behaviors that irritate those living around us. Here are 12 common habits that could drive your neighbors up the wall. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. Overdoing security measures. As we age, the desire to feel safe in our own homes becomes a top priority. The world around us can feel increasingly uncertain, and investing in home security is a natural response. However, there's a fine line between protecting your property and creating an environment that alienates those around you. Bright floodlights that turn night into day may make you feel secure, but they could rob your neighbors of the peaceful darkness they cherish. Light spilling into their bedroom windows can disrupt sleep or diminish their ability to enjoy the stars on a quiet evening. Then there's the issue of alarms. A siren blaring because a squirrel scampered past or a leaf rustled the wrong way can quickly turn from a safety measure to a nuisance. Your neighbors may find themselves jolted awake at odd hours or pausing their conversations because of another false alarm. Security cameras, too, can unintentionally create friction. While they provide peace of mind for you, if positioned incorrectly, they might make your neighbors feel as though their privacy is being invaded. Nobody likes to think they're under surveillance while simply tending to their garden or relaxing on their patio. What starts as a well-meaning effort to protect yourself can unintentionally build walls between you and your neighbors. The sense of safety we seek should extend beyond personal protection to creating a community where everyone feels secure, respected, and valued. 2. Wind chimes that never stop. There's something undeniably charming about the soft tinkle of wind chimes. For many, they evoke memories of serene gardens, gentle breezes, and moments of reflection. But what feels soothing to you might not resonate the same way with those living nearby. Imagine your neighbor stepping outside to sip their morning coffee or unwind after a long day, only to find the tranquility shattered by the relentless clanging of wind chimes in the breeze. For some, the sound may be a constant source of distraction, especially if their windows face your yard or if they're sensitive to repetitive noise. It might interrupt their quiet moments, disrupt phone calls, or even invade the stillness of a peaceful evening. The issue isn't the wind chimes themselves, but their placement and persistence. What you consider a melody of nature could feel like an unending soundtrack they didn't choose. And it's not just about the sound. Wind chimes can symbolize a lack of consideration for shared spaces. A gentle breeze can carry the noise further than you realize, making it a shared experience for neighbors who might not appreciate it as you do. In a close-knit neighborhood, even small gestures like the placement of decorations can signal how much you value the comfort and peace of those around you. 3. Hosting too many large gatherings. Community and connection are vital as we grow older. Bringing friends and family together is not only enjoyable but essential for mental and emotional well-being. Yet, too much of a good thing can sometimes disrupt the harmony of your neighborhood. Regular gatherings with loud music, animated conversations, and bustling activity can overwhelm your neighbors, particularly if they value quiet or have their own routines. Imagine the perspective of a neighbor who cherishes their weekend mornings as a time for solitude, only to wake up to a crowded street filled with parked cars. Or think of the elderly couple next door who enjoy their evening stroll, now navigating around groups of your guests spilling onto sidewalks or driveways. For those who prefer quieter surroundings, the frequent commotion can feel like an intrusion on their personal space. Large gatherings can also create a sense of imbalance in the community. Neighbors may begin to feel as though their needs are secondary to your social life. Even if they don't say it outright, their frustration can build over time, leading to resentment. The gatherings you view as moments of joy and celebration could, without intention, make others feel excluded or inconvenienced. Maintaining positive relationships with neighbors means finding a balance between enjoying your social connections and respecting their need for peace. Celebrations are a wonderful way to bring life and energy to a home, but they should also honor the shared space of a neighborhood where everyone's right to comfort matters equally. 4. Letting fallen fruit accumulate. A tree heavy with ripened fruit is a beautiful sight, a symbol of abundance and the quiet magic of nature. But as time passes, that same abundance can become a source of frustration for your neighbors. Fallen fruit, left to rot, doesn't just stain the ground, it invites a host of problems that ripple beyond your own yard. The sweet aroma of decaying fruit can attract unwelcome pests like flies, ants, and rodents. These uninvited guests don't stop at property lines. They invade neighboring yards, gardens, and even homes, creating a nuisance far beyond your control. For neighbors who cherish their outdoor spaces, the presence of pests or the strong smell of rotting fruit can quickly tarnish their enjoyment. The sight of fruit scattered across your yard might also convey a sense of neglect, signaling to others that the effort to maintain shared neighborhood standards isn't being reciprocated. What begins as a small oversight can snowball into a source of tension, especially if your neighbors pride themselves on clean, well kept spaces. Beyond the practical concerns, there's something inherently communal about a tree full of fruit. Sharing its bounty with neighbors can build connections, a gesture of generosity that brings people closer. Neglecting it, however, may create a gap, a missed opportunity to turn an inconvenience into an act of kindness. Maintaining your yard isn't just about preserving your own space. It's about contributing to the harmony and well-being of the whole neighborhood. 5. Blocking the scenery. The view from one's window or yard can be a deeply personal source of joy, whether it's the sunrise peeking over a distant hill, the sight of a neighbor's blooming garden, or simply an unbroken stretch of sky. These little things enrich the daily lives of many. When that view is obstructed by tall fences, overgrown hedges, or towering structures, it's not just the physical space that's blocked, it's the sense of connection to the surrounding world. A tall privacy fence may offer you seclusion, but for your neighbor, it might create a sense of isolation. Overgrown trees that block sunlight can darken a carefully tended garden, leaving flowers to wilt and vegetables to struggle. Structures like sheds or pergolas, when built without consideration, might loom over a neighbor's patio, casting shadows where light once warmed their space. The frustration caused by these changes often runs deeper than aesthetics. They can make neighbors feel overlooked, as though their experience of the shared environment matters less. For those who've lived in the same home for years, such changes can feel like an intrusion on the comfort and beauty they've long cherished. While we all have the right to shape our personal spaces, it's worth remembering that these choices often extend beyond our own property lines, affecting how others experience the community. When neighbors feel cut off from the natural beauty around them, it erodes the sense of openness and trust that makes neighborhoods more than just a collection of houses. Being mindful of the shared nature of views and spaces fosters a spirit of collaboration, ensuring everyone can enjoy the small, everyday pleasures that make a place feel like home. 6. Overusing outdoor lights. There's a certain comfort in flipping on an outdoor light at night. It wards off the darkness, offers reassurance, and serves as a reminder that home is a safe haven. But sometimes, in our quest for safety, we unknowingly disrupt the peace and serenity that others find in the night. Bright outdoor lights that flood the yard can spill into a neighbor's bedroom, turning their restful nights into restless ones. For someone who cherishes stargazing or enjoys the quiet stillness of a dimly lit evening, those lights can feel like a glaring intrusion.
The issue isn't just about light pollution, it's also about the message those lights send. A yard lit up like a fortress can create a sense of unease, as though the neighborhood isn't a safe, welcoming place but a battleground of vigilance. This atmosphere of excessive caution can ripple outward, replacing trust with tension, even if unintentionally. The impact of outdoor lighting extends beyond human neighbors. Wildlife, too, is affected by the brightness, with nocturnal creatures often driven away from their natural habitats. For communities that appreciate the balance between human life and nature, such disruptions can feel like a loss, a subtle yet significant change in the rhythm of the environment. Lighting choices may seem small, but they reflect how we coexist with those around us. Thoughtful, considerate use of outdoor lights helps maintain the quiet beauty of the night, preserving the peace that makes a neighborhood feel like a sanctuary. As with so many things in life, the key lies in balance, a way to feel safe without sacrificing the comfort and tranquility of others. 7. Allowing pets to cause trouble. Pets bring immeasurable joy and companionship, especially in our later years. They become part of our family, providing comfort and purpose. However, our beloved animals don't live in isolation. Their actions ripple outward, impacting those around us in ways we might not immediately realize. A barking dog, for instance, can disrupt the tranquility of a quiet neighborhood, especially if it happens during the early hours of the morning or late at night. What feels like a natural behavior to you, a dog announcing the mailman's arrival or reacting to passing strangers, might feel like relentless noise to a neighbor trying to relax, work, or sleep. Cats, too, can be unwitting troublemakers. A neighbor who has spent hours planting flowers or tending to a vegetable garden might wake up to find paw prints in the soil, plants uprooted, or worse, a mess left behind. These small transgressions, though innocent in intention, can lead to growing frustration over time. It's not just about the inconvenience. It's about the feeling that one's hard work and personal space aren't being respected. Pets also have an uncanny ability to wander, digging under fences, slipping through gates, or finding ways to explore beyond the boundaries of your property. While their curiosity is endearing, it can cause anxiety for neighbors who may not share the same affection for your furry friend. The sight of a dog running freely in someone else's yard or a cat sunning itself on a neighbor's porch might not be as charming to them as it is to you. As pet owners, it's easy to overlook these moments, dismissing them as harmless or rare. But for your neighbors, these interactions can represent a pattern, a feeling that their comfort and peace are secondary to your pet's freedom. This can quietly erode the goodwill that makes neighborhoods feel welcoming and supportive. 8. Neglecting the mailbox. A mailbox might seem like the least significant part of a home. It's functional, a receptacle for letters, bills, and the occasional magazine. But for a neighborhood, a tidy, well-kept mailbox is part of the broader impression of care and respect. When a mailbox is neglected, left overflowing with unread mail, covered in dirt, or surrounded by weeds, it sends a subtle but powerful message to those who live nearby. It hints at inattention, a lack of investment in the shared appearance of the community. An untidy mailbox can become a silent irritant for neighbors who value cleanliness and order. They may start to see it as a symbol of disregard for the neighborhood standards, a small but visible mark of neglect that chips away at the collective pride in the area. For those who take time to sweep their driveways, trim their hedges, and maintain their gardens, passing by a neglected mailbox can feel like their efforts are being undermined. Beyond appearances, a messy or overstuffed mailbox can also create practical issues. Important notices might get missed, leading to problems that spill over into the neighborhood: late payments, uncollected packages, or even pests attracted by decaying papers. What seems like a minor oversight can have outsized consequences, affecting not only your home, but the way others perceive the community as a whole. In retirement, It's easy to let small tasks like checking the mailbox slip through the cracks, especially if mobility or memory challenges come into play. But these small actions, when overlooked, can quietly impact the fabric of the neighborhood, making it feel less cared for and less cohesive.
9. Spreading weeds. A garden is often a reflection of its caretaker's pride and personality. Some neighbors devote countless hours to cultivating beautiful blooms, lush lawns, or rows of vegetables. But no matter how much effort they pour into their yards, there's one thing they can't control: the seeds carried by the wind from a neighbor's weed filled lawn. Weeds are equal opportunity invaders, finding their way into even the most carefully maintained gardens, choking out flowers, and turning a neat yard into an uphill battle against nature. When a yard is left to grow wild, the problem doesn't stay contained. Dandelions, thistles, and other invasive plants can spread quickly, their seeds carried into nearby properties where they take root and thrive. For a neighbor who treasures their garden, the sight of weeds creeping in from next door can feel like an insult to their hard work and dedication. It's not just about aesthetics, it's about the effort they must now expend to undo the damage caused by neglect they had no hand in. The issue goes beyond appearances, too. Weeds can harbor pests or diseases that affect other plants, creating a ripple effect of problems. A single neglected yard can become the source of a larger issue, impacting not just one neighbor, but the entire block. For those who see their outdoor spaces as a sanctuary, a place to relax and find peace, this intrusion can feel like a personal affront. Weeds, in their persistence and spread, are a metaphor for how small oversights can grow into larger conflicts. They remind us that our actions or inactions have consequences that extend beyond our property lines. A well-kept yard isn't just about personal pride, it's a contribution to the shared beauty and health of the neighborhood, a gesture of respect to those who live beside us. 10. Overdoing seasonal decorations. Decorating for the holidays is one of life's simple joys. Stringing lights, hanging wreaths, and displaying festive ornaments bring a sense of celebration and warmth to a home. For many, it's a way of expressing personality and spreading cheer. But sometimes, in the excitement of the season, decorations can tip from charming to overwhelming, transforming your yard into a spectacle that feels more chaotic than celebratory. Oversized inflatables, flashing lights, or music playing displays may delight you, but for neighbors, they can become a source of frustration. Imagine trying to enjoy a quiet evening only to be met with bright blinking lights spilling into your windows or a constant loop of holiday music echoing through the night. For some, this sensory overload can feel intrusive, even suffocating. Seasonal decorations can also affect the neighborhood's sense of balance. A home that goes all out may unintentionally make others feel pressured to keep up or resentful if they prefer a more understated approach. And when decorations linger long after the season has passed, what was once festive can quickly feel out of place, disrupting the natural rhythm of the neighborhood. While the intention behind elaborate decorations is often good, spreading joy, celebrating traditions, it's important to remember that not everyone experiences them the same way. For some, simplicity is the hallmark of beauty and respect, a quieter celebration that honors the shared spaces we all call home. 11. Ignoring friendly greetings. There's a special rhythm to life in a close-knit community, one built on small, everyday gestures that weave people together. A wave, a nod, a cheerful hello. These moments of acknowledgement may seem insignificant, but they are the foundation of neighborly relationships. When those gestures are ignored, intentionally or not, it can leave a ripple of discomfort, even hurt. For many older adults, especially those who've lived in the same neighborhood for years, these interactions are more than routine. They're touch points that affirm connection and belonging. Ignoring a neighbor's greeting, whether out of distraction, shyness, or habit, can unintentionally create distance.
It may make them feel invisible or unimportant, as though their effort to reach out isn't valued. Over time, this lack of acknowledgement can erode the trust and camaraderie that make a neighborhood more than just a collection of houses. Neighbors may begin to withdraw, choosing to avoid interactions altogether. What starts as a small lapse, a missed wave, or averted gaze, can snowball into a sense of isolation, both for you and for those around you. Acknowledging a neighbor doesn't require much, just a smile, a nod, or a simple good morning. But these small gestures carry great weight, signaling that you see them, that you value their presence in your shared community. In our later years, when social circles can narrow, these connections become even more vital, a reminder that we're part of something larger, a network of care and mutual respect. 12. Breaking balcony etiquette. Balconies are more than just an extension of your home. They are shared spaces where private lives meet the outside world. In neighborhoods with apartments, condos, or closely spaced homes, balconies become focal points, places to enjoy a morning coffee, catch a sunset, or simply breathe in fresh air. But when balconies are used without consideration for others, they can shift from spaces of connection to sources of tension, quietly unsettling the harmony of the community. Imagine stepping onto your own balcony, looking forward to a moment of peace, only to be met with clutter from next door, laundry flapping in the breeze, boxes piled high, or furniture in disrepair. What could have been a serene experience instead feels cramped and chaotic. For neighbors who take pride in maintaining their spaces, such neglect can feel like a disregard for the shared beauty of the surroundings. Noise is another common issue. A conversation, a loud phone call, or music drifting from a nearby balcony can quickly intrude into a neighbor's personal space. For those who see their balconies as a retreat, these disruptions can erode the sense of calm they seek. It's not just about the volume, it's about the feeling of intrusion, of losing control over your own sanctuary because someone nearby has forgotten the invisible lines of respect. Smells, too, can become unintentional irritants. A barbecue or cigarette smoke wafting from one balcony to another can turn an enjoyable evening outdoors into an unpleasant experience. Even cooking aromas, delightful in their own kitchen, can overwhelm when they linger too long in shared airspace. For neighbors with sensitivities or allergies, this isn't just inconvenient. It can be genuinely distressing. At its core, breaking balcony etiquette is less about the specific actions and more about what they represent, a failure to acknowledge the interconnectedness of community living. When we forget to consider how our choices impact others, we unintentionally weaken the bonds of trust and respect that hold neighborhoods together. Balconies are not just platforms, they are opportunities. They invite us to coexist, to share in the rhythm of the outdoors, and to create a sense of collective care. Keeping them tidy, quiet, and respectful isn't just about rules. It's about recognizing that our actions, no matter how small, shape the experiences of those around us. In honoring these shared spaces, we honor the people we share them with, ensuring that our neighborhoods remain places of peace, connection, and mutual respect. The legacy of neighborly connection. As the years pass, the bonds we share with those around us often take on a deeper significance. Our neighborhoods become reflections of our lives, spaces where memories are made, challenges are faced, and joy is shared. In these shared environments, every choice we make carries meaning, shaping the experience of those who live beside us. It is through these small acts of awareness and kindness that we cultivate a community where every person feels seen, valued, and at peace. Being a good neighbor is not just about maintaining harmony today. It is about leaving behind a legacy of respect, thoughtfulness, and care. It's about recognizing that every friendly greeting, every moment of mindfulness, and every effort to consider the needs of others helps weave the fabric of a neighborhood that thrives. These are the gestures that remain long after we've turned off the lights or trimmed the hedges, impressions that linger in the hearts of those we've shared our lives with. As we embrace this stage of life, let us remember that community isn't built in grand gestures, but in the quiet, consistent ways we show we care. In doing so, we don't just enrich the lives of others. We create a life full of connection, meaning, and grace for ourselves. And that, perhaps, is one of the greatest gifts we can offer and receive. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.